Let's console this and check its value. We will get an empty object. Let's now log module.exports. It's also an empty object. Now, we will add an arrow function to the module.exports. Let's call it myFunction. And then check the value of module.exports. Let's also log the value of this to see if it is changed. We can see that the value of this and module.exports is same. Before, the module.exports was empty, so logging this gave an empty object. Now, module.exports has an anonymous arrow function, and this also prints the same function. This is because when we refer to this in the root level of the Node.js module, it points to the module.exports value. Let's now write a regular function and print this inside it. Let us also define an arrow function and print this inside it as well. Now, we call the regular function and check what is the value of this inside it. We can see that a global object of the Node.js printed when we print this inside the regular function. Hence, we now understand that this points to global object inside a regular function. We now call the arrow function and see what is the value of this inside it. We see an empty object. Let's add a function to module.exports at the root level of the module and check the value of this inside the arrow function again. We see that the value of this has the same value as module.exports. Hence, now we understand that inside an arrow function, this points to the module.exports of the current module. Let's define the regular function and the arrow function inside a class and see if the value of this has any change here. We will create an object of the class and call regular and arrow functions of the object. We see that the value of this is the same in both the functions. Inside these functions, this is pointing to the current instance of my class. Now, we will destructure the object to extract its regular and arrow functions. We will call the extracted functions from the root of the module. When we run the code, we get undefined as the value of this in the regular function. However, the arrow function still points to the current class instance of the myClass object. We learn that the value of this is not fixed inside the regular function. It depends on the context of calling the regular function. If the regular function is called on the object of the class, then this will point to the class instance. If the regular function is destructured and called from the root of the Node.js module, its context is lost and we get undefined. Whereas, the arrow function has the property that this will always point to the current instance of the class irrespective of the context. This makes arrow function a safe option to be used as methods of the classes. Hope you liked the content. Please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon to support our channel. Thanks for being part of our journey.